Well, good morning. It is Sunday, May the 8th, 2022. Hope you had a good week last week and are off to another good start today. I've been told by several people that when I begin to tell a story, that I begin with creation and then the earth cools, and I take a long time telling a lot of backstory. And there may be some validity to that. Um, but I generally try to set the context. And so, real quickly, I received an email last week that somebody had released a new podcast on the book of Revelation. Now, I didn't listen to the podcast, but I did pick up my Bible and read part of Revelation. And something in chapter 2 caught my eye, and I just want to talk about it just for a few minutes. In chapter 2, beginning in verse 1, to the angel of the church in Ephesus write, the words of him who holds the seven stars in his right hand, who walks among the seven golden lampstands. I know your works, your toil, and your patient endurance, and how you cannot bear with those who are evil, but have tested those who call themselves apostles and are not, and found them to be false. I know you are enduring patiently and bearing up for my name's sake, and you have not grown weary. And so he commends the saints there in Ephesus. They're doing good works. They're working hard. They are being patient and endurance. They can't bear with those individuals who are evil. They have tested those individuals who have claimed to be apostles and found them not to be apostles. Again, patiently enduring, and they are not growing weary. They're doing good things. But then he says, but I have this against you, that you have abandoned the love you had at first. And so while the saints there in Ephesus were doing good things, they were doing good works, as he says there in verses 2 and 3, the love that they had at first, the love that they had for God, for loving them enough to send his son to die for them, and that they loved that the love that they had toward their fellow man, whether they were Christians or not, to those individuals who were suffering, to those individuals who were in pain, to those individuals who needed help. The love for God and the love for their fellow man, they had abandoned. And so it seems to me that they were going through the motions, and they were doing good works, but their motive was not from love, because they had abandoned the love that they had at first. And the writer tells them to remember from where you have fallen and to repent. And so they needed a change of attitude. They needed a change of heart. And all of us know that sometimes we meet people who talk a good game, if you will. And it doesn't take us very long to find out that their concern for us, their supposed concern for us and about our welfare, is not genuine. And it's easy for us sometimes, I think, as children of God, to unfortunately forget how much God really loves us. And while we are doing good things, and while we are patiently enduring, the love that we have for God does not burn as bright as it used to. And the love that we have for one another does not burn as bright as it used to. And even though we're doing good works for individuals who are suffering, and for individuals who are hurting, and for individuals who are less fortunate than we may be, and while they are benefiting from that, we're doing it not out of love, but for some other reason, maybe the praise of mankind, other men who see us doing these good works. And so the writer tells them to repent, have a change of heart, have a change of attitude, and do the works you did at first. It may seem impossible for us to forget the love that God has for us, but we do. And sometimes we get so wrapped up in our day-to-day activities that we forget how much God really loves us. And because of that love, what he did for us. And because of the love and what he did for us, that love compels us not only to live as God would have us to live, but included in that is to be genuine and sincere in our concern and care for others. And so if you have lost that first love, I pray that all of us who have lost that from time to time will repent and recapture that love, so that our love for the God who loved us enough to send his Son to die for us and to give his Spirit to us as a guide and comforter along life's way, that love will burn ever brighter and ever stronger every day that we live. Well, I pray that you'll have a great